The afterlife is scarier than you may think. Now, before this video fully continues, please subscribe. We are so close to 10k, and at 10k I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to be releasing my album, which I actually have the video fully edited and all that. I am announcing a big project that will be on both mine and someone else's channel, and also I will be releasing SCP Uncontained Episode 3, which if you don't know what SCP Uncontained is, it's my show, and yep, it's going to be super cool, and I hope you guys enjoy it a lot. And also, I want something from you. For the next video, I want to take a look at your headcanons. Put down in the comments down below your specific headcanons about characters, about theories, about the history of the world, not specifically theories, but more like headcanons, things that may not be canonical and you may even know that, but something in your head that just makes sense to you specifically. I'm going to be ranking them, seeing which ones I like, seeing which ones I don't like, seeing which ones I specifically agree with, and trying to prove them or trying to disprove them. Basically, it's just a way for me and you to talk more in my videos. Anyway, sorry for the blabber, let's get on with the video. Now, there are some issues with the afterlife. Even though the afterlife might be scary, there are some issues with it. First of all, every time we see the afterlife, it's completely different. You see, in Tommy's stream, we see that all the dead people can talk to each other, and they basically just speak with each other. Like, they're always there, they're always around, they know where each other are, and they can locate them. Schlatt said that the afterlife has portals. When we saw Schlatt in Quackity's stream, he said that there are portals to the real world from the afterlife, and that's why the gym is in the real world. He also said that Wilbur specifically visits the gym almost daily. A British man in a beanie visits and keeps talking about his gains. However, when Wilbur claimed that he's been stuck in a train station, he said, no matter where I looked, no matter where I went, it was concrete walls and a tube with a track running through it. Now, that doesn't seem like a gym. Now, of course, you might be commenting down below some of your theories and some of your explanations, but I'm going to be going through some of my theories and explanations. But first off, the second main issue with the afterlife is actually kind of weird. And it's that the afterlife is kind of not real at the same time that it is. And what I mean by that is that people have called it things from hell to heaven to purgatory. So what is the afterlife? Is this afterlife the place where everyone goes? If so, where are everyone's ancestors? And if it's a specific place designated for a specific area, if you died outside of the Dream SMP, would you have a different afterlife? Why is the afterlife from the Dream SMP so much different? And is the afterlife hell, or is it purgatory, or is it heaven? Because you see, Bad Boy Halo is canonically a demon from hell. So, does he come from the afterlife? Because it doesn't really seem like he should. Maybe it seems like there was a different place. And also, Jack Manifold has come back from hell, not the afterlife. So, who really says? Because everyone who's died has actually committed a lot of sins. Tommy, Wilbur, Mexican Dream, and Schlatt, so it would make sense if the afterlife we've seen is just the void. However, with Wilbur's new resurrection stream, this doesn't make any sense anymore, because of the main reason that Ghostbur replaced himself, and Ghostbur has committed no sins. So I don't think the afterlife they are in is hell. I think hell is actually a separate place. Or maybe it was just a canonical issue. But let's get into some of the theories and explaining why it could actually be this way and how the afterlife actually works. With number 1, the essence theory. Basically, this theory I've seen quite popular in the Dream SMP fan canon. Basically, when you die, your essence is sent to the afterlife. And so, let's just take Wilbur's example, Wilbur is in a train station. When Tommy goes to the afterlife, for him, Tommy is in a train station, while for Tommy, he is in the void. It's quite hard to explain, but basically imagine the fact that there are 3 rooms, and there are 3 different people in each room, right? If someone new goes into room 1, they will appear in room 2 and room 3, but they're technically not there. That sounds kind of complicated, but basically what this theory is suggesting is the fact that when you go to the afterlife, your essence, your being, is sent to everyone else's afterlife, even though you're not real. You're simply a simulation, while the real you is in your afterlife. In actual context, this means that the Wilbur that we saw in Tommy's stream was not the real Wilbur, but simply the essence of Wilbur, while the real Wilbur was in the train station the whole time. So that means that the Tommy that Wilbur saw was not the real Tommy, but instead, the real Tommy was in the Black Void, and similar things with Schlatt and Mexican Dream. Number 2, the split theory. This one I think is kind of likely, but also kind of not. Basically, the split theory dictates that when you die, you split into different parts of yourself. This explains why Ghostbur exists, because if you think about it, Tommy didn't have a ghost, Schlatt didn't have a ghost, and even, you know, his ghost couldn't stay out of the gym, and it was less of a ghost and more just him being dead. Really, there haven't been any ghosts, but simply just dead characters, right? But Ghostbur is a ghost, the only ghost on the server. You may think actually Mexican Dream is a ghost, but that's just dead Mexican Dream. Ghostbur and Wilbur are completely separate entities, while Mexican Dream is the same whether he's in ghost form or whether he's alive. So my theory is that some people can split when they die, and this explains why they can see each other but not seeing each other. Maybe the Wilbur that was trapped in the train station because he was the aggressive, maybe he was the depressed version of Wilbur, while the Wilbur that Tommy saw was more happy and go-lovey and go-living. Because of the line in Tommy's stream, "I know what I'm like," it makes me think that that Wilbur is actually not the entirety of Wilbur. You see, that might be the good side of Wilbur. And Wilbur knows that as soon as he's resurrected, all of his body will be formed together into one being, including Ghostbur, and he would have no control over how evil he was. You would think that someone that says, "I know what I'm like," would simply just go, "Well, I'll just jump off a cliff because I know if I stay alive too long, I'll end up hurting the people that I love." But a way to explain this is that Ghostbur, this Wilbur, and the Wilbur in the gym, and the Wilbur in the train station are all completely separate people. Ghostbur is Wilbur's innocence and childhood wonder, while the Wilbur we see in Tommy's afterlife is his kindness and his rationality, while the Wilbur in the train station is his depravity and his insanity. And maybe, in fact, Dream didn't resurrect the whole of Wilbur. Maybe he only resurrected the insane part. This could explain a lot of different things in the universe, and also explains one of the biggest mysteries in the whole of the Dream SMP. And that mystery is, what is Dream? And what is Dream XD? And what is Drista? Now, in one of my theories, I talked about the three gods theory, where they were all siblings, and then Dream did something bad and we were sent back down to Earth. But this theory could make more sense. What if Dream is already dead? What if the Dream we see is actually a split from the original Dream? What if Dream XD is simply another split, similar to Wilbur and Ghostbur and how they are separate entities? Maybe someone in the afterlife is Dream, and maybe Drista could be another split of that person. This explains Dream's strange abilities and his just strange nature in general and what he looks like. Remember, Ghostbur doesn't look quite normal, he doesn't look quite human, and neither does Dream, so you could have some similarities between them. And finally, the third theory is the Lokced Theory. Now, this theory is a little bit weird, so hold on with me. Basically, the afterlife doesn't exist, and what I mean by that is that the afterlife can't be known by people who are alive. In fact, the afterlife we see in Tommy's stream is not real. Basically, a way to explain away is that the afterlife cannot be known by living human people. This means that whether it happens when the person talks about it or when they exit the afterlife, they can't recall properly, or at least they have false information about what is in the afterlife. When Wilbur left, he was never actually in a train station. His mind created all of those memories the instant he was resurrected. When Tommy was being resurrected, he created all of those memories of those months. Yes, he may have spent a long time there, but the actual memories of the actual time that he spent there isn't real. And what is my one piece of proof about this? Actually, it's in the Tommy stream itself. You see, when Tommy wakes up in the void, he says, "Wait, am I dead?" Which, if for someone who's been there for 2.5 months, you would think you would know you're dead by now. So what if this is simply the process of his memories being created as he's being resurrected? What if he's being brought back as we speak because Dream is resurrecting him, and those memories are being pushed into his head as we see it live on screen? This basically just means that the afterlife is impossible to know. When Jack Manifold came back, he said it was hell. When fucking Tommy came back, he said it was a void. That's why everyone's life is different, not because the actual afterlife works like that, but that's because that's what their brains think the afterlife works like. What if there isn't an afterlife, or what if there is, but you're just not allowed to know about it? And those are my 3 theories explaining why the afterlife is just so weird. There are so many plot holes with it. It's not, it doesn't ruin the entire Dream SMP, but it's something interesting to think about and something that makes me just want to know more about it and think of more theories. What did you think of these theories? If you did like them, please subscribe. Yet again, we are getting really close to 10,000 1,000 subscribers. It would help out a fuck ton if you did so. And of course, I will see you anomalies in the next video. If I don't see you there, I'll see you in the next life. If I don't see you there, I'll see you on the flip side. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you in the void. Bye bye.